Sometimes the most powerful comebacks come from moments that seem so small at first, like a bank teller tossing your ID on the floor thinking you don't belong right where you are. That's what happened to Malcolm Graves, a black CEO with a story so impactful that it resonates far beyond the incident itself. Today I'm sharing the unforgettable journey of this man who faced discrimination and doubt but ultimately rose above it all. Let's start at the airport lounge, a point in Malcolm's life that was supposed to be just another stop on his way to Atlanta. Picture this, he walks in sharp suit, confident demeanor, but still he could feel the eyes on him, judging him not by who he was, but by what he looked like. He approached the counter, expecting a smile, maybe even a polite greeting. Instead, he got condescension wrapped in a thin veneer of hospitality. The bank teller glanced at his ID, then flicked it off the counter, like it was litter, like it was beneath her. "You don't belong here," her eyes seemed to say. And instead of raising a fuss like I might have done, Malcolm chose silence. Deep down, he wanted to scream, "I'm the CEO. I've built a multi-billion-dollar company from the ground up." But in that moment, he felt something else, an almost resigned acceptance of the way many people see him, not as Malcolm Graves, but as a stereotype, a product of their narrow-minded assumptions. That moment just ripped through him, drawing him back to a lighter time, his youth, when he'd been judged in more ways than one. Malcolm's past wasn't easy. He grew up struggling, facing brutal discrimination, despite a resume that could rival anyone's. Imagine being someone who's sleeping in bus stations, hoping, praying that one day you'll break through all those invisible walls. He fought tooth and nail, proving himself time and time again in a world that wanted to keep him down. And now he was gearing up for a unique mission in Atlanta, one that had him undercover operating as Michael Jordan of all things. It was a chance to investigate some troubling discrepancies at a regional office of his own company. The irony, right? Using humor to mask the pain and get insight, all while people unwittingly threw assumptions his way. As he walked through the office, he met Aisha Young, bright-eyed and intern who was passionate about her work, but overwhelmed by what she experienced day to day. She seemed to echo Malcolm's past, a young woman burdened by the weight of subtle discrimination. Like many of us, she wanted to prove herself in a world that often denied her the chance. "I love this company," she told him during coffee breaks, her voice wavering both with hope and anxiety. "My mom worked here before she passed. She always believed in me." Her connection to the company was personal, filled with dreams that often collided with hard realities on the ground. It was during those crucial, hushed conversations in that break room where things came to a boiling point. Malcolm's undercover identity peeled back layers of corporate malpractice, like distinct shifts when certain complaints disappeared or reviews got mysteriously altered. It was the kind of fraud that made his heart race and his blood boil. This wasn't just a mission anymore. It was an awakening, and he could almost hear the echoes of countless others who had left unheard after being written off. Then came the confrontation. Oh boy, was it a tense one. When he revealed himself striding into that office with a newfound authority, you could almost feel the tension thicken in the air. Philip, the sullen executive who'd always looked down on Aisha and Malcolm, they couldn't hide their surprise. "What are you doing here?" Philip barked, the bravado suddenly wavering. Malcolm matched his gaze, cool as a cucumber. "Let's talk about what's been going on here. I have some evidence." He laid it all out. The room shifted, the weight of his presence almost palpable. With each fact he laid down, Malcolm wasn't just fighting for justice, he was lighting the spark for a change that rippled through every part of the corporation. It wasn't just about him, Aisha blossomed. After that, propelled forward, empowered by Malcolm's actions. The company began to look different. Promotions went to deserving people. Employees felt valued, like they mattered. Malcolm wasn't out for revenge. He was bent on dismantling the old structures with grace, reconstructing something truly inclusive. Something better for everyone who came after. Reflecting on all this, it hits differently now. Sure, there were moments of bitterness and frustration, but they were overshadowed by the strength and resilience shown through those experiences. So where does this story leave us as Malcolm's journey unravels? It invites us to challenge our views about right and wrong, about representation, and about those who fight against the tides of bias every single day. Did you ever find yourself in a similar situation? How did you rise against the odds? I truly want to hear your thoughts. Share your experiences in the comments below. We can keep this conversation going because every voice matters. If you've seen injustice but have no idea what to do, remember sometimes the best fight is not with a fist, but with integrity and grace. Let's talk.